Well, while the projector's getting going, I'm just going to talk a little bit more. I know that Kevin just read a little bit about who I am, and I wanted to kind of say at first thing that probably the reason why I was chosen to be here is just because I love doing videos and have done it for a while and can talk hours and hours about video. So if you've got more questions than what we cover today and what we talk about, please come chat with me or we can talk more afterwards if you've got specific questions. There's so many different aspects when it comes to using video in your marketing. Okay, so very first, I've kind of divided up my thoughts into two different sections. The first one, go ahead and hit the next slide, is basically why video? Why is it important? Why should you even care about it? And I'm going to go through some statistics that hopefully will surprise you. There was one that Kevin read in my bio where we talk about Cisco and kind of some of the projections that they've done when it comes to video. So we're going to talk about that. The next one we're going to talk about is how video. So these are some practical applications that you guys can use walking away today and start implementing in your business to hopefully bring in more customers and make more money. So let's dive into the why, because I don't want to spend a ton of time on this, but I want to give you some idea of what's going on when it comes to video. So Cisco, go ahead and hit the next one. They did a research paper on what's going to be happening for their company and also for their clients when it comes to online traffic and people using the internet. And they found that in 2019, 80% of all traffic online will be through videos. I mean, that's huge. That's really huge. I mean, if you don't have videos as part of your business, come 2019, you're missing a tremendous amount of your clientele. Go ahead to the next one. They also found that when people get on a website and there are videos, they'll spend almost 900% more time on your website. I mean, who wouldn't want 900% more time of their clients on their website looking at what you do and buying your products? I mean, it's huge. And this is important for local markets too. I mean, if you feel like your website's not really that important for you, it is huge. And video as part of your website is critical as well. So the next one, they also found that a lot of people ask me questions about, well, how long should my videos be? And they found that 3 out of 5 people will watch at least 2 minutes of that video. So we're talking about short, to-the-point videos that answer some questions really quick. Last couple, what I think is really interesting too is a lot of clients of mine or people that I talk to they talk about marketing in general. Often people are very proud to say, yes, I've been in business for 10 years or 20 years or 30 years and I haven't spent any money on marketing. Boom, take that. And I say, well, that's great. Well, what do you do? I mean, how do you get your people to come in? They say, oh, it's all word of mouth. And yes, word of mouth is the best marketing strategy ever. I mean, you can't beat word of mouth. Word of mouth is huge. But the challenge is, how do you control word of mouth? How do you increase that? How do you get that to happen more often? And that's what marketing is for. Marketing is to catalyze that word of mouth process. And if you don't use video, you're not giving your crowd, your people, your followers, your loyal customers, you're not giving them ways that they can share by word of mouth about who you are. They found that 88% of people are more likely to share videos, which is huge as well. So give them a video that they can share so they can pass it on to their friends and family and say, hey, this is a cool company, you ought to take a look at them. And then lastly, if you're selling products on your website, they're 85% more likely to purchase something if you have a video with that product. So that's another important aspect of it. Now, bottom line, video is what people want. It's the medium that they love to consume on. Think about yourselves. Do you like watching a video or do you like reading an article? Now, next slide, I do want to say that text is still very important. I'm not up here advocating that you should change your entire website or you should change your business model to only be video and not include any text. No, text is very important, and Jason would get really mad at me if I told you not to use text on your website, because from an SEO standpoint, you've got to have it. What I'm trying to advocate here is incorporate videos alongside with your text. Because, go ahead and hit the next slide, 1 minute of video equals 1.8 million words. I mean, think about that. You can put a nice long blog article on there, but you can say a whole lot more in 1 minute of video. And that's typically why people like to consume video more than they like to read through text, is because they can get more. They can get a sense of things. They can kind of see it with their own eyes. So what I'm talking about is incorporating both of those onto your website. A great example of this is Zappos. Who here has purchased from Zappos? I'm curious. Nice. And Good experiences overall? We have some head shakes, some nods. Okay, good. Well, Zappos is looked at as a really innovative company that's done a lot of great things to make online shopping accessible and easy for people. So there was a study that was done a few years ago about Zappos, and they wanted to find out, well, what were they doing and why are they being successful? Hit the next slide. Well, what they're doing is they're incorporating videos in with even simple products like selling shoes, where a lady will pull up that specific shoe and she'll explain about the shoe and what's great about it. A lot of other companies don't do that. It takes too much time, it's too much effort, too much expense to actually put a video there with it. So, you go ahead and hit the next slide. In this research, they found that with Zappos, they took all of the keywords that when people would Google, Zappos would come up as a result. And they found that 8.1% of all of the keywords went to a video. Now, when I first read that, I thought, well, 8.1%, that's not really a big statistic that I can get up here and tout and say, hey, that's going to be huge for you, 8%. But still, 8% is a good chunk of money. What they found is it increased 77,000 visitors per month to their website and almost gave them $500,000 in monthly revenue as an increase. And then on top of that, they found that their products that had videos always outperformed products that didn't have videos. So what they found was videos really made a difference. Go ahead and hit the next one. So now let's talk about how video. Hopefully, I've given you some information that gets you excited and says, gosh, if I don't have video, I need to get that on my website. And I want you to be thinking about what could you do right now, today, to go home, put something in your business that's going to give you more revenue, more structure, give you more people come to your website. How can you incorporate your videos more? Now, first, I wanted to come out and I wanted to talk about this very first because, I do own Coco Productions, and in my business, I make videos. So, it's no secret that if you want to hire someone to do videos for you, I'd like to do it for you. I'm for hire. It'd be great. I'd love working with you, and I've loved working with a lot of people in this room. But there are other options, and I recognize that, and I wanted to kind of go through, and again, I'm trying to give you some helpful information so you can make the best decision that you can in this situation. So you're gung-ho, you know you need to get videos, so let's talk about the pros and cons of how you go about doing that. So you can make your videos yourself. This is supposed to animate on, so you're not supposed to see all this stuff. Stop reading, everybody. No, I'm just joking. You can do videos yourself, and I know a lot of people that do it, and they're very successful with it. What you have in your pocket, your cell phone, has so much technology that making videos is very easy, and your cameras are pretty good on your phones. And there's a lot of people that you probably know in your business that has a successful channel of just them filming themselves like this, and they get tons of people watching their videos. So yes, you can do it. It's relatively inexpensive because you don't have to pay someone to do the work for you. The technology is very easy to get a hold of nowadays. You can get instant access to really professional, high-grade technology, but you can also get really great solutions that are out there that out of the box, you can take your videos, upload it, it does the work for you and spits out a cool video for you. So there's some great resources that are out there. And a lot of people think it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun. And maybe you do as well. Maybe you're a hobbyist at heart and you want to be your own video producer. Awesome. The cons, though, if you want to do this the right way, often the equipment is a little bit more expensive than you would think. It's one thing to buy an iPhone, but it's another thing to buy $10,000 worth of camera equipment, figure out how to use it, get the right software and pay for that every month or pay for it outright. It can be pretty expensive and time-consuming. And in the end, usually, when you start out doing this yourself, it's going to look amateur. There's just not really a way to get around that. Over time, you'll probably get better. So you can do it yourself. You can also hire a freelancer. Let's talk about that. Freelancers are great. They're pretty inexpensive if you get someone that's at the beginning of their career, or even if they've been doing it for a while, sometimes they're still at a pretty low hourly rate. They usually have their own equipment, and they'll have decent results. But the challenges that I've seen is that they're very hard to communicate with. And it's pretty simple. You guys should probably know, too, being your own business owners, sometimes you're wearing all these hats. You're the one that's doing all the sales. You're the one that's doing all the accounting. You're the one that's doing all your business. Well, the same with a freelancer. And so sometimes when you want them to come film this video real quick, oh, sorry, I can't. I've got to do these other things, or you can't get a hold of them. So I've seen that classic. They're really hard to communicate. It's hard to have them consistently working with you. And sometimes, and the big thing, too, is they're lacking on the marketing, meaning that they may come in and say, hey, this is how I'd film this is how I would do that, but they may not necessarily know how to create that video into a marketing piece that sells your products or your services. Lastly, you can go with a production studio. You get really great results because you've got a whole team of people that are working on your project. They've got great process and communication, and they'll do everything for you. The cons are is they're a little bit expensive relatively compared to these other two. So go ahead and hit the next slide. I wanted to explain who Coco Productions is, and maybe this may do the animation. It's okay. So Coco Productions, the reason why I wanted to start this company is because I could see kind of a middle ground company that could be very helpful and keep the costs down for a lot of businesses. So we're a hybrid company where basically we're like if you were to go out and build a house, you hire a contractor and they have all the subcontractors. When you come to us, we go out and we find the freelancers that are specifically designed to help build your product. So you may have like a motion graphic animation piece that you want to do in your video. Awesome, we'll go find out the guy that does that really well. We'll pull him in, we'll get that part taken care of, and you're only paying a sliver of his time as compared to hiring people and having a whole load of people on staff. So we get great quality production, our processes and communications down. We can do everything for you. And the other thing I want to specify is my background is in marketing. And so in everything that we approach when we do our videos is from a marketing standpoint. So not only are we making something look pretty and good on camera, we're making it so that it resonates with your clients and gets them compelled to action. So I want to get that out of the way. Now let's get into some fun things. Who here has a YouTube account for their business? Good, good. How many of you post to that YouTube account regularly? And regularly is a loose term here. Okay, good. So you've got the account. That's great. We're not necessarily posting to it regularly. That's a problem. If you don't have a YouTube account, that's the first place that I recommend you start. A typical question that I have from people is they say, well, I have a YouTube account. How do I do a business one? Well, it's really simple. When you go in there, you just create a new channel, and that channel can be your business name. So for example, with my account, I have one Google account. It's under Jeff Kohler. I create a new channel for Coco Productions. And then when I post videos under Coco Productions for my professional side, or Jeff Kohler for personal things. So don't get confused, because I see that typically happening as people start posting under their name, which can be good, but do it under your business name. So you're getting that recognition and you're getting that SEO work. YouTube is the second largest, or correct me if I'm wrong, Jason would know better than I would, but YouTube is the second largest search engine out there. Meaning that people go to Google to do their Google searching, but there are a ton of people that go to YouTube directly to do their search. And I'm seeing some nods because you probably have done that yourself, going out there trying to find a video that explains something, answers your questions. So why not put videos on your YouTube account that you can also put on your website and get that SEO benefit? You're opening up channels to bring people to your business to learn about you. So that's the first thing is SEO. Oh, we already talked about the second best search engine. The other thing I'd recommend is people get confused too. They think, well, okay, I'm going to create these videos, but how do I put them on my website? Well, do I have to get a different hosting package? How much is it going to cost for me to have the bandwidth and all these technical terms when it comes to hosting their videos? Just use YouTube. YouTube will host your video for you and you don't have to pay anything for it. They make it really easy for you to take that video and embed it on your website wherever you want. And the best part is it's free. So that's maybe basic for some of you, but for others, you haven't done this yet. And this is the spot I would start out very first. And Jason would probably echo along with that. Get your videos on YouTube, start getting that SEO work to come through, and build more domain authority back to your website. Now, let's talk about what kind of videos, because that's the next question I usually get asked. Okay, well, I know I need to use videos on my website, or I need to use videos on my business. What do I do? What kind of videos should I create? These are the 5 video types that I highly recommend. And I want to start with the first one. The first one I call the main story video. It's kind of undescriptive, but main story video basically comes back to your story. Breeze and I were talking about this last week with her company. So Breeze has got a great marshmallow company, and she's got a lot of great, compelling stories about building her business and doing the different things that she does at her business. Well, we create this her main story about her company, the story behind it, why she does what she does. We only put slivers of extra pieces like going kosher at her factory, at her facility. Well, that can bridge off and be its own story by itself, its own video by itself. But in this main story, you're looking to have all of these concepts of who you are in this video, short and sweet to the point. Again, you're looking at a 2-minute video, so you don't want to stuff everything in there. If you have a tangent video, create that and put it out on its own. If you've got a compelling story about how you started your business, create an About Us video and put it on your About Us page. But start with this main story video. That's where you want to start, and that's where you can offshoot from. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Got some nods. The next thing is, if you're a product-based business, you need to create demonstration videos. You got to show people how you use your products. What are the intricate ways that they can do it? Give them some ideas of how they could do it, new ways that they've never thought of before. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, well, I do a services-based business, so what do I do? In that case, you need to educate. You need to create some educational videos. You need to do videos that say, well, this is how we go about doing things. So if you're, for example, an accounting firm, why not create educational videos that talk about the best practices that you see in the industry? I know as a small business owner, I'd love to watch those videos because then I would learn. I would glean from that. And what we find is that people start to build an online relationship with your business without even coming in your front door. So there's a doctor in town that's been doing a lot of educational videos, and he posts things like, how do you get best sources of vitamin D? How do you make your own sports drinks without all the sugars and dyes? Helpful little tidbits that are, you walk away and you're like, hey, I can do that. That's helpful for me. That's helping improve my life. And what he has happened is he has people come into his office for the first time visit. They sit down and they're kind of in awe. They're like, oh, I get to talk to Dr. So-and-so. This is great. And he's like, well, I've never met you before. And they say, well, I feel like I know you. I feel like I know you because I've experienced all these videos. I've watched hours and hours of videos with you. And it's amazing to see this reputation and this rapport that's built without you having to exhaust yourself as the business owner. And that takes me down to testimonials and FAQs. Testimonials is something that's probably the easiest thing that you can all go back to your offices and start implementing right now. And the reason why is you don't need really fancy technology to do testimonials. Just have your employees or use your own cell phone just to film someone real quick. Someone comes into your store, they buy something. Oh, this is so great. This answered what I needed. I had an issue and you solved it for me. Thank you so much. Just pull out your phone and say, can you say that once more just on camera real quick? I'm just going to post it on my social media. It's no big deal. Go ahead. Go. You'll be amazed. People will love to do it. Some people get a little bit skittish. But hey, you want me on camera? Okay, here we go. I'll do this. It's really amazing that just that one little thing that you can implement into your process and post your videos on your website, on your social media streams, will get a lot of people coming in because they saw this video. And who's going to share that video the most? Probably the person that you filmed with all of their friends. We're going back to word of mouth here, people. This is how you can catalyze that word of mouth. So testimonials is huge. The other side is FAQ. And I have a lot of people that say, I don't want to, I have an FAQ page. Maybe you have, I guess, who has an FAQ page on their website? I love Jason's over here the entire time. Good. So we've got some out there. Not a lot of people, though. A lot of you probably think, I don't need to create an FAQ page. People don't really have those types of questions for me, or I don't have a series of products that I have to answer all these questions about. I would really encourage you to think deeper about this. And there's a couple reasons why. So if you have people that are asking questions on a regular basis, or you find yourself as the business owner where your time is short, is limited, when you're working with your clientele, what are the conversations that you're having over and over and over again? And how can you take yourself and, in essence, replicate yourself and streamline that process? And I would say that's through FAQ videos. If you can create a series of videos that maybe it's an onboarding process, you have a new client, you have them watch 2 or 3 videos before they come into your office, and here they've already covered all this great content, and they come sit down with you, and you have a more efficient conversation. You could sit there and you could tell them, you say, I charge X amount per hour. We spent 1 hour, and you watch these videos, and we got more done than if you were to visit with me for 6 times. I just saved you X amount of dollars. That's one way you could put it. The other side to it as well that I find companies that really enjoy and what they use this for is they create these videos that answer common questions, and their employees then use them as an arsenal to answer questions or to help them get their work done sooner. So you've got an employee that are working with customers on a regular basis. They can use these testimonial videos, say, hey, watch this video. It explains a lot better than I do. Or, hey, this video goes more in depth, so I can walk you through it, but when we're done, go home and watch this video as a reference. Again, we're streamlining your business. We're saving you, your customers, and your employees time. And lastly, you can look at this from a training standpoint. You've got a new employee that comes on board. Have them watch all your FAQ videos before they start their first day. And you'll be amazed at how much they know about your business when they haven't even been at your business yet. So the FAQ can be several different angles in this case. Okay, next slide.
Jeff, I got a suggestion on that.
Yes.
If you guys are having a hard time deciding on what videos to go after, you just can't come up with that idea on how to make yourself different, one of the easiest way to do it is just to go and watch your competitors, see what they're doing on their videos.
Yeah.
Can you improve at all on that video? Did they miss a part? Did they not explain it well? There's a free video for you right there. I mean, it's just an easy idea, blow them out of the water. You could do that all day and just create those videos and just make it better than everyone else. Don't reinvent the wheel, just improve it.
And a lot of people too that I talk to, they say that, well, I can't be the one on camera because I don't know this, or I haven't had this experience, or I haven't done this. They have what they call in the industry the imposter syndrome, where you feel like, I'm maybe not good enough to talk about this. And what I found is people resonate with different personalities. And you and your experience is unique to anybody else's. You can bring unique ideas and unique perspectives to the table. So why not share your thoughts and your feelings about it? And don't worry about necessarily how much smarter other people are or how much better on camera people are. Go out there, and what people are looking for, I guess is what I'm saying, is they're looking for authenticity. If you look at the research, what's going on, people are they're going different directions for finding their entertainment. And that's why YouTube is growing in such leaps and bounds, is because people like YouTube videos because they're real. They're not necessarily staged. They're real people that are saying, hey guys, I had this problem and this is how I solved it. And people resonate with that. And you can do the same thing too. And I would actually propose to everybody here that we probably could team up and we could probably create an educational video series together, and it would be awesome. Here just in Heber Valley. You don't have to be from some mega company or from some really great experience or great business. You have some great valuable things to offer. Okay, I want to give you a couple other tidbits that I found really successful, and these are things that my clients have been doing that they've found great success when it comes to advertising. And everybody should know Craig Knott here with Comcast TV, because I'm going to talk about his business here in just a second. When it comes to advertising, people say, well, okay, well, I've created a great video. I've got a great story video on my website. Now, how do I get more people to see this video so that they can learn about my business and come in and buy my services or my products? Well, you want to advertise that video, and you have some great options here in Heber Valley specifically. Comcast Spotlight is one of those. Now, let me take a step back. When I was working in Utah County and Salt Lake County, what I would do is I would buy media campaigns like television ads for my clients. And so I got to know a lot of statistics and details about where you should buy, how much, what's the frequency, and all that. That's what I was officially trained in when I was in college. And what we'd find is people in the Utah County, and probably Craig can probably tell us the specific details on that, but when I was there doing that research, I found that the people that had Comcast cable in the Wasatch Front was anywhere from 30 to 40%, depending on what market they were in. That means they had Comcast cable. And what that meant for you as a small business owner is you could come to Comcast and say, well, I want to put a television ad, and I only want it to appear in Utah County. And they'd say, great, we'll do that. And your ad will be on TNT, ESPN, HBO, all the major networks. So your ad would be up there next to like Nike and Toyota and all these major brands, and people would be like, whoa, how did you get up on TV? And you're only spending for just that region. Now, when you're buying that kind of an ad, You're buying a 30-second or a 60-second ad, and they cost anywhere from $15 to $25 per 30-second ad. So if you're buying hundreds of ads per month, that can really total up to several thousands of dollars that you're buying for that market. Now, that's kind of the baseline I wanted to throw out there. Now, come here to Heber Valley, Wasatch County, and Summit County. We have a region here with Comcast, and what we find is instead of just 30% of the market having Comcast television, we're finding huge numbers. If you go over to Park City, really the only option they have is Comcast television. And so 80% of Park City people have Comcast TV. Now, if you're looking to also get the visitors and the tourists that come through, all of the hotels, they have Comcast television. And guess how much a 30-second ad is on Comcast TV? Anybody want to guess? No, okay, well, it's $3. $2 to $3 per 30-second ad. Could you afford that? Maybe, some nods, okay. Well, I know businesses that are spending that money right now, and they are bringing in great returns because of that. You've got a really captive audience in those areas that they watch Comcast television, and they'll see your ad. Yes? That's $2 to $3 every time it shows. Does that make sense? Yeah. And you're usually looking to buy, I don't know, 200 or 300 ads per month. So usually let me just give you some rough numbers. $1,000 to $2,000 per month is usually what you want to spend on Comcast television. Yes? There are some variations in the price, and there's different packages, like if you want to buy the ESPN sports package, but $3 is as much as you'll spend. And it goes down to $2 or $1 per ad. Is that correct, Craig?
Yeah, there's different packages of events like Monday Night Football or UW football, like that vary, but your average spot's $2 to $3.
That's huge. I mean, when you look at other markets, it's crazy. Yes?
Do you just do the same ad, or do you change it up?
I usually recommend doing several different ads. Like Russ here with Heber Valley Artisan Cheese, they did several different ads that rotated over time because you want to keep it mixed up. One of the challenges that we do have in Heber Valley, though, is still in the Heber Valley alone, Comcast hasn't really penetrated the market tremendously. We're looking at maybe 25, 30% penetration. But a lot more people have Comcast online, and you have options of doing online ads as well through video. So that brings me to my second thing as well. This is the sweet spot. So this is the reason why I'm telling you is I'm not trying to sell you on Comcast television that you need to do this, but I wanted more people to know that this is an option because it's just not really being used very much. If you want to dominate the Park City, Summit County, Wasatch County area, the best mix is to do Comcast ads on television and to do YouTube ads online. Now, what is a YouTube ad? Hopefully everybody's experienced where they pull up their phone, they have a question, they find a YouTube video that they want to watch, and boom, they see some ad about a product or service that you can skip. Has everybody seen that? That's what I'm talking about advertising. The nice thing about YouTube is you've got your YouTube channel, you've put all your videos on there, you take your About Us video that's 2 minutes long, you can then take that, put that as an ad in front of any video, and geo-target that just to the Wasatch County or the Summit County areas. And my clients are spending maybe $100 to $200 per month, and they're getting great results. Wouldn't you say, Landon? Yeah. They've had some, and it's so much fun to watch the statistics. You see these people come in and you're paying like 25 cents, and you're getting people to watch this amazing video and click through to your website. So basically, this is the cool thing about it. Within the first 15 seconds, a person has to watch your ad. And so in that 15 seconds, you need to really compel them. You need to share your story and who you are. If not, if they have no interest in your company or business and they hit that skip button, you don't pay anything. Isn't that nice? That's a nice segmentation right there. Hey, if you don't want to have anything to do with my business, yeah, I don't want to pay to advertise to you. Boom. They skip. Basically, it's 30 seconds. If they watch less than 30 seconds, you're not charged anything. And then 30 seconds on, it's kind of some weird algorithm. They figure out how much to charge you. So I want to give you that tidbit of where you can advertise and how you can advertise in this valley. Let's go to the next slide. So I'm almost done, but I wanted to wrap up with 2 last ideas for you. Bill Gates had this quote, and I thought this was really compelling. He says, "Content is where I expect much of the real money to be made on the internet." Content. And it's amazing. when I talk to you, I find that you guys have such great stories and great experiences, and you help so many people with your business. Why not turn that into content that other people can consume and learn from and enjoy? And that's what Bill Gates is talking about here. Go to the next slide. Has anybody heard of a company called Udemy? So Udemy is a company that they basically are an online educational website. It's like lynda.com or curious.com. It's like one of those websites. You can go there and virtually learn anything. You have a question about how to do better accounting, you can go learn that there. You have a question about how to improve your golf swing, I'm sure they have a course on that. They have all kinds of courses. The reason why I bring up Udemy is that if you're an active business, that you're trying to share your story and tell people, hey, look, we did this month. Or hey, we had this customer and they were so happy because of this. You're going to be putting that information out on your blog on a regular basis. Why not compile that into a course and throw it up on Udemy and see if you can help people across the world? And what I've seen so far, this is an area that we are starting to focus in more, is Udemy is a great place to just add more revenue into your company. And you're doing what you're already doing anyway, building good content to share with your clients that will resonate with them and get them to come in and buy from you. So I want to share that thought. Udemy, you can go to the next slide. Oh, this is what it looks like. They share their courses up there. So that's pretty much all I have. I have two little offers that I wanted to give at the very end. At your tables, there's a blue and white pamphlet with a thing that says, A Measured Approach to Marketing. I'm creating a course, and it will be ready here in about 30 days. April 1st, that's no joke. We're going to have a course that talks about a measured approach to marketing. I have talked to so many people that they just say, I am sick of marketing because here I go spend $1,000 here, $500 there, $200 there on this ad or that ad. And they walk away and they're like, I didn't get any new customers because of that. I'm not going to spend on advertising anymore. What we cover in this course is how do you take a really measured approach to your marketing, to where you test and you figure out what works and you throw out what doesn't. And you're never really going to know until you start testing. But most people will test, and they'll not use it in a methodical way, and they waste their time and their money. So if you're interested in the course, I have a special price for everybody. The course end price is going to be $500, but I'm offering a pre-sale price of $97, just $100. I mean, everybody can afford just $100 to get this information. I also have another option on the website you can go look at as well. But $100 if you're interested, pre-sale. It's good for the next till March 15th. So take that with you. The last thing I just wanted to show, and it's probably not on there, I'm offering 20% off on anybody's first invoice that they want to do with me to try out Coco Productions and our video services. So thank you very much. I hope that has been helpful for you guys. And if you have more questions, I'll be here to chat through it. And Ryan's here.